Jose Ramirez's corner is fuming, and it's not because of the loss. It's because of what happened after the fight. Specifically, a photo that Bill Haney, Devin Haney's father, decided to post on social media. It showed Ramirez sitting in the back of an ambulance following his fight with Devin in Times Square. Alongside the image, Bill captioned it with a jab that stung deeper than any punch that night. Jose Ramirez ended up in the back of an ambulance while Devin sat ringside laughing. It didn't take long for Ramirez's longtime trainer, Robert Garcia, to come out swinging in defense of his fighter, and he didn't hold back. Garcia called the post out for what it was, a manipulative move designed to paint a picture that just wasn't true. According to Robert, what Bill left out was the full context. Every single fighter on the Times Square card had to be checked by paramedics in an ambulance after their fight. It wasn't a medical emergency, it was protocol, something clearly explained in the locker room during the pre-fight rules meeting. To Robert Garcia, Bill's post wasn't just misleading, it was downright dishonest. He believes Bill was trying to sell fans on a narrative where Devin did real damage, something that simply didn't happen. "I've got nothing but respect for the Haneys," Robert said in a Raw interview with Fight Hub TV. "But for Bill to post that picture and make it seem like Devin hurt Jose, that's just a straight-up lie. And he knows it, and that's where this really gets under Garcia's skin. The implication that Devin Haney, a fighter who is known more for his footwork and clinching than any sort of knockout power, somehow battered Ramirez into an ambulance was laughable to anyone who actually watched the bout. Devin's punches were more about keeping Jose at bay than doing any real damage. It was a stick-and-move masterclass, but not the kind that sends people to the ER. Judges saw it as a clear win for Haney, scoring it 119-109 twice and 118-110. But despite the dominant scorecards, fans weren't exactly thrilled. There were boos in the air, and Garcia noticed. He says Bill did too, and that the ambulance stunt was a desperate attempt to spin the optics after a performance that left a lot to be desired. "You can't fool people like that," Robert continued. He knew that fight didn't live up to the hype. The crowd's reaction said it all. It wasn't the kind of fight you brag about, it was one you hope people forget. And yet, there was Bill, turning a routine medical check into a dramatic headline. "He knows he's lying to himself. That's the part that really disappoints me. He's a grown man." Garcia emphasized that the ambulance check was spelled out well before any punches were thrown. Fighters were told clearly that, after their bouts, they'd be escorted to a medical check in the ambulance before being taken back to the hotel. There was no emergency, no medical scare, just standard procedure. And Robert isn't the only one who knew it. Bill Haney was in the building. He knew it too. But what really irks Robert Garcia is the timing. He sees Bill's post as a calculated move, done almost immediately after the final bell. While fans were still digesting the lackluster action, Bill was already trying to flip the narrative. That's not just disrespectful to Jose Ramirez. It's insulting to the fans who watched the fight unfold live and saw exactly what happened. There was no moment where Ramirez looked in trouble. No round where he appeared close to being stopped. He was frustrated, sure. Outboxed at times, yes. But hurt? Never. If Bill thought tossing up that photo would somehow distract people from Devin's underwhelming showing, Robert says he miscalculated badly. Even if Devin's punches had landed like that, it wouldn't cover up the way he fought, Garcia said. All that movement, all that holding, the look on Devin's face, he was worried. You could see it. Fans aren't stupid. They saw the fear, the hesitation. They know what a dominant performance looks like, and that wasn't it. And maybe the harshest critique came when Robert brought up Devin's career trajectory. His stock is dropping, fast. After Friday night, Garcia says there's no way fans are clamoring for a Devin Haney vs. Ryan Garcia rematch. Not after what they saw in New York. Devin didn't fight like a star. He fought like someone trying not to lose, not like someone trying to win convincingly. That kind of approach doesn't inspire ticket sales. It doesn't move the needle. And it definitely doesn't get Turki Alalshik excited to bankroll a blockbuster rematch in October. As far as Robert's concerned, Haney's brand took a major hit. He sees a fighter who's gone from being one of boxing's rising stars to someone fans are now questioning. In New York, they made every fighter get in that ambulance, Garcia explained again, just to drive the point home. The doctors checked them out. Nobody was rushed anywhere. After that, we got in the car and went straight back to the hotel. Bill knows this. He was there. And yet instead of standing tall and owning up to a performance that didn't meet expectations, Bill Haney tried to manipulate the moment. "It's embarrassing," Garcia said. Instead of apologizing to the fans for what they just watched, 12 rounds of running and clinching, he tried to act like his son did something heroic. And that, more than anything, is what set Garcia off. The sport of boxing thrives on real moments. Grit, fire, two fighters leaving it all in the ring. That's what fans pay to see. Not smoke and mirrors. Not inflated storylines built off misleading photos. And for Robert Garcia, who's seen it all, from epic wars to shameless spin, it's frustrating to see a team like the Haneys lean into fiction over fact. Friday night could have been something special. A defining win for Devin. A war between two former champions. A showcase on one of the most iconic stages in the world. Instead, it turned into a cautionary tale about what happens when style overtakes substance, and when spin replaces sportsmanship. And now fans are left wondering, what's next for Devin Haney? Can he win people back? Can he remind the boxing world why he was once considered one of the sport's brightest talents? Because if Friday night was any indication, he's got a long way to go. And no ambulance photo, no matter how carefully framed,